5:34, officially the day.
I move we accept the secretary's report.
Yes, I second that.
Any comments or questions? Okay, moving on. Financial report, Jeff.
Hi, everybody. The number that I can't believe is how much this we've brought in from this fundraiser. My number said we've made $16,000 on the fundraiser.
Oh,
Really?
16?
$16,000.
Oh,
that was right.
Catherine has.
Wow. That's like,
That seems like a lot.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's possible.
Is that
I don't
including
think
that
it's
special gift, maybe?
The special gift, if it's come, is only $3,000.
It
Oh,
has
okay.
come already.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it.
No, Catherine's made some. I talked it with Catherine today. There have been some just tremendous numbers of, and I went through. I was like, can't be, and I went through the numbers again, and I separated out the money from the town, and that's not in there, and there isn't any other big grant money that has come in since December 10th. So I think the number's real.
Do we have a list of like the
We
donations?
do, but that's definitely different from the number that I had on this spreadsheet, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but I thought it was more like $8,000 or $9,000.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
remember writing that many. Thank you.
No, in fact, I was going to check today to see if we had more.
No, we do have some thank you notes we should write for donations that physical donations that have come to the library. I included in the annual appeal a link to our bookshop.org and amazon.com registries, and some people have been very generous with
nice.
purchasing
No
stuff
kidding.
from those registries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I can't really. I can't see from the bank account. I can't see the breakout of the the deposit. I can't. I can't get. I don't see an item. I can't see an itemized deposit. So that's the number I have. I can ask Community Bank tomorrow if they can give me itemized breakdown of those. There's like 3 big deposits. So anyways.
My list of the ones that I've done. but
Yeah,
it
maybe
doesn't-
like if we
Yeah,
just
and
could
I
see
have
the
not seen
the
those
3
because
big deposits. I wonder if they would itemize by check. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll ask them. I'll check in with them today.
Okay.
I think tomorrow or Friday, Thursday.
I mean, it's showing that money is in our bank, so that clearly it came from somewhere, right?
That money, it balanced. It came in from someplace, unless there's somebody put some grant money in there
Jeff's still
that I wasn't aware of.
Jeff's still talking.
Oh, I know the problem.
Sorry, hang on. I'm just gonna turn you up a little bit.
It's that will. It's the money we got from the will.
Oh, the money we got from the will. But someone said that's only 3,000.
Or two.
No, it was $9,600.
Yeah, I thought it was 9,000 too.
Okay, that number makes a lot more
Now
sense
it all.
now.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought too. That was 9.
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
you meant by the really big one.
The big,
yeah,
the poet.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So that needs to go under some other category, miscellaneous income, I guess.
I mean,
Okay.
it's not fundraising, but it was.
Yeah. No. Right. So that would make the fundraising number, more like 6,700.
It might go under fundraising other or grants. I don't know where we would itemize that
Yeah.
because it was an annual appeal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That solves that great mystery.
Because there's fundraising annual appeal and then there's fundraising others. Maybe that's like the donations area. Because anything really that we get outside of our normal,
Well, yeah. Right.
Yeah,
We sell a few T-shirts and sell a few
exactly.
bags and that kind of stuff. So other than that, we switched the phone over to. We were paying $90. We think with this, we're trying out this new cell phone for $25, and hopefully that'll work. And we've gone to the different trash service to try and save some money.
Great.
But anyways, that's all we got for financials.
Talking about the donations, so if the town looks back and wants us to kick in some, it might look like if we show this high number of fundraising, that was our efforts. in this big number, and the town says, wow, you guys are really bringing in some income, we can maybe put it in a one line, just donations. So it's like, hey, no, this wasn't our efforts. This was just a simple donation. So it doesn't look like we're taking in this annually.
Yeah, right.
Well, we definitely went over budget, right? If we were to look at it, and that maybe so, right? That separate one.
Inheritance.
What is it called? Like an
Endowment?
endowment or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
think,
has like
I
an
think,
official name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Well, I think it should have an official category.
Totally.
Because
Yeah,
we're
you
not
can-
Well,
gonna get it
there might be
again.
other people out there that are leaving us $9,000.
I
You just never know.
Never know.
can talk
Yeah.
to my friend who works in Morristown. I know that's something that they're working on, is trying to get people to
Sure.
leave money
Yeah,
to the
it's really
library. And
smart.
yeah, I'll see how they organize that.
That's a great
Financially.
idea. Okay. Awesome.
okay, that's all I have.
Okie dokie. So that was the financial report. And building. Anything going on? Well, I mean, building outside of the Vermont VIA, because that's part of our other business. Any other building stuff coming up?
There's a new lock.
New lock.
Okay.
Yep.
Check.
So is the door been closing or?
It closes if you slam it a little bit.
Okay, I might need to take that weather stripping off.
Mm-hmm.
I have the other side of the weather stripping. I could just not keep it as tight,
Mm-hmm.
and then it might close easier.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
Okay.
idea.
So I assume the keys that we have are worthless.
No, actually, the lock is the same. It's just the door handle that's different. So the keys all still work.
Oh, okay.
The,
Yeah.
the deadbolt was not changed.
Oh,
It's
okay.
still the silver color. It was just the black handle.
Right. Okay.
So that took about 10 hours of tearing apart
Oh my gosh.
and rebuilding. So they really know how to make wood frames back then. It was very intricate. So I had to saw it, take it all apart, and then mill lumber exactly like it to put back.
Wow.
How old do you think that door is?
I'm gonna have to say that's probably at least 150 years old,
Wow.
or well over
I love
100.
it.
Wow.
And the wood, there was no rot. It was just so well built. It's all,
That's cool.
Nice.
yeah, it's not just a
That's
plain
really
board and they
amazing.
slap together with
Yeah.
staples and. But it had probably through its lifespan had 5 or 10 locks and doors, and
Goat's paint.
so there was no way to put a new hole in because it was just all gone for the
So
deadbolt to go through.
you used an old hole for this new lock?
Just the handle.
Just the just the handle.
Well, the handle I had to drill.
Right.
There used to be one in there, but they plugged it and painted it. So this one here. So there's just one little hole that I just filled in with wood and we'll paint later.
Great. Okay. So the library director's report.
Oh, yeah. If you can pass one down. And Jeff, I put a link to the report in the Zoom chat.
Catherine, can I take 2?
Oh, yeah.
Is there been enough?
Yeah, there's definitely enough. So overall, things are going well. I was really excited that our numbers are going back up again. We seem to be leaving our winter lull, which is just an annual thing. But our visits are back up and our circulation has been going back up too. So we had about 1,400, 1,500 items circulate both in our digital and physical collections this past month. And we only had about 1,000 circulate in December. So it jumped quite a bit. And then we had about 1,200 this month last year. So up a little bit from this time last year too. We added a lot of new materials, more than usual, but that was because 2 of the grant orders came and I processed them this month. So we had 17 new adult mysteries that we bought with the grant money, and then a lot of science fiction and fantasy. I don't remember exactly how many, but that was a $1,300 grant, so it went pretty far. Everything's kind of the same with staff and volunteers. Our defibrillator has arrived. Finally. Thank you so much, Brandon. I haven't actually opened it yet, so we'll have to figure out where it makes sense to install it. And then also see, like, just make sure anyone who works here is comfortable with, how it works and what you would do if you needed to use it. Our new trash service starts later this month. I mentioned this last month, but then it kind of fell by the wayside, but we're planning to highlight the Library of Things items on the website. And we've been doing a little bit of physical reorganization because Linda's daughter works for a company who donated some chairs to us, which is really exciting. So those came and we needed to make some space for them. And then we're just trying to make it a little bit easier to find things. Our board game collection has been overflowing. So just doing a little bit of rearrangement.
Were you able to get rid of the slightly used?
No, I think I'm going to have to get someone to take it to the dump because, that was a long shot that someone would want.
Just what
Do
you're
you need
going
it gone?
to
Oh, if you want to take it, that would be amazing.
I'll find a place in the dump for it.
Thank you. Yeah, I was excited because someone sent me an email saying modeling the reading chair, and then it was a very cute picture of their dog in a chair at their house, not them wanting to take our chair.
I got that picture too.
Yeah.
It was from Jim Carroll.
Yeah. So we've been doing a little bit of rearranging, and I think we're going to do a display down here where we won't necessarily have all of the large Library of Things items down here, but it will be easier for people to like see and notice what we have. If they're not aware, they'll like actually be like, oh, there's a very big picture of a KitchenAid. Maybe I can check the KitchenAid out.
How about a poster?
I was just thinking the same
I think
thing.
I want to
That's what
put
I
it
was thinking.
here.
Yeah.
Above the seed library, because that makes sense. The seed library and the games and like these activity bags, they're all the same kind of thing as the Library of Things materials. So yeah. As I said, we had a lot of donations from Amazon and Bookshop, which has been great. I'm still removing inactive patrons from our library management system. I went to the town staff meeting in January. We're doing a little bit of weeding. And this is something that I think is pretty important. I'm planning to reach out to patrons to confirm that they actually want their circulation history saved. It's actually really unusual that that's our default. I mean, in Vermont, it's the default for most libraries. You can opt out, but most libraries after the Patriot Act made it the other way around. You have to opt in to saving that history of your data. And that's just so that if anyone asked for it ever, we can just say, well, we don't have that. I mean, like, it's not even that we don't want to give it to you.
Sure.
We just can't. So I think a lot of people will probably want to continue saving their circulation history because it's nice to see what you've checked out. But I also can imagine some people might prefer that we delete that information. So
Does it go back years?
it goes
Yeah, that's
back
so.
their whole time having an account with us.
You can see if you've read the book before.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
there you
thinking
go.
how-
Get to
Three
the
times,
must be
right?
for mine must be like miles off.
Yeah,
Does
some
happen
of
to
the
me.
kids really enjoy like seeing how many books they've
Sure.
checked out.
Yeah, it's a
That's
nice
fun.
way to document it.
Yeah, it is. So I just want to make sure that patrons have that choice moving forward.
How do you go about doing that? You send them an email and they tell you? Or,
So
and then
I
you-
should be able to, so I need to get rid of the people who aren't active anymore
Right.
first, and then I should be able to send an email through the system to anyone with a card or who still has an account, whether it's expired or it's still active, and then they can, I think that I'm gonna probably do like a Google form where it's just like yes or no, and then I can go through and delete the people who say
Or
I don't
maybe
want
even
it.
a sign on the back of your laptop as they're waiting there, you're checking them out. Would you like to opt in or opt out?
Yeah, I definitely will talk to people as they're coming in, but I think, thinking about how we have so many people in our system who really don't use their cards, and I'm not really sure where they are. I don't want to delete people just in case they are still using Libby.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I mentioned last time, I've just been expiring their accounts, and then that way if then they have trouble logging in to something they still use, they can contact us. It's super easy to fix that for them, to just renew their card. But I do want to make sure that people who aren't coming to the library or who have moved away still have that choice about the data.
What's the best practice is to make sure that everyone has the ability to opt in or opt out?
Yeah, I think we should just add something to the patron registration form that asks that. And then I also need to figure out in Koha, in our software, how to make the default that it's not saved, which I'm sure that it's possible, but it's just, I don't have all of the admin access because of the way that our consortium works. So I think I have to like request from somebody else that they toggle something. But my goal is to have this project completed by the next board meeting. So that's kind of the biggest thing that's been on my mind in terms of back end stuff lately. And then Jeff is going to be gone for a few weeks. So I was wondering if maybe somebody could help with mail pickup in February from the post office. If you can just let me know at some point. And
how often, how many days?
So I really don't think we would need to go more than 2 or 3 times during the week. And I don't mind going either. Usually my car is not really working right now. But Jeff just went today. So I'm not expecting any big orders of anything. It's mostly going to be like magazines or, maybe some mailers or something from people.
I don't mind helping out. Maybe we could each take a week or, whatever.
Cool.
I'll email you and maybe
Right
you
down the road.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's super easy. We still don't have a key to our post office box. So you just tell them you're from Jericho Town Library at the counter. I'm sure that they're not going to question you. If they do, you can call the library, but I really don't think that will happen. And I ordered additional lights for the front walkway. So those are on the way. And
Are those the solar ones that
yes,
we're getting?
yeah. We do already have the solar. These ones are bigger though, and the solar panels I think will just make it easier to like stick out of the snow instead of just being the top of the light. Jeff had found those. And then thank you, Tom, for helping to disappear that chair. I also need to disappear some books that I've weeded. If anyone wouldn't mind helping, you can also let me know.
I can take care of that.
Okay,
I
thank
bring
you.
it down to the resource, and usually they've taken them, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
So do you have cardboard boxes that we could just leave? Is sometimes easier.
Yeah, I do. I think I need
if
to
not,
get
I can-
one more, but we have a book order coming soon, so I'll take those books out and put the old books
Okay.
in.
Tom, I don't know the last time you were there for resource. The last time I was there to take books, they said, no, thank you.
No, they've got
Really?
it too many. Okay.
They just had so many.
Well, their website says that they do take them, but I don't know how much they update it. But it says a limit. It says like a box or a bag, like something you can carry.
Yeah,
Drop off 100 books.
Yeah.
they get a lot of them.
Yeah.
What
Well,
about the Chittenden, the place in Essex, the dump?
Chittenden solid waste.
Yeah, that's it.
You have to pay for it.
Do you? I don't.
Well, if
Yeah,
you
you
have
do, you're right.
paperbacks,
You do have to.
paperbacks are free.
Okay.
Hardbacks you have to pay.
I didn't. Okay.
That's not considered recycle.
Right, the hardbacks are not.
Didn't know that.
Goodwill
Yeah.
would take them, wouldn't they?
And library
Sometimes
books.
That's the kind of
They're-
place that they're just saying no, they won't. But
I'll call her up. But
Yeah.
just, unload them onto me, and I'll find
Oh,
homes
nice.
or
sometimes,
somewhere.
depending on like if it's a lot of young adult or juvenile, places like Spectrum or those places will sometimes take them.
Okay. I'll try to find homes other than
Thank
the
you.
landfill,
hard,
but
isn't
sometimes
it?
the landfill is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've had them on offer to
Sure.
patrons for a long time, like months now. So I think people have taken what they really felt was valuable. If they have to go in the dump, I think.
I'll ask
it's okay.
our librarian at school because she's always weeding and
Yeah.
I'll
Oh.
ask her if she's got a resource that she uses. I mean,
Thank
she's
you.
got the kids and but
Yeah.
I know that she gets to the point where there's a lot of books that nobody wants.
Yeah.
And
I'll
then the schools have a
definitely
lot
ask
of
her.
donations from parents, and then they have book drives, and they replenish the books, so they have to weed also.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So it's just a
Where do all the old books go? Doesn't that sound like a good a picture book?
That would be really good.
Really?
I think it would be good to educate people. I'm always
Yeah,
so
that's a good
worried. I
idea.
don't want people to like see me throwing out books
I
and
know.
like think that it was so horrible. Someone came in and they were looking for Wicked, but I had weeded it partially because it hadn't circulated, but partially it was like a really gross copy too. And then I told them, oh, we don't have it, but I'm getting a replacement because I know it's popular right now. And I was like, it was just so filthy. And they thought I meant the content. And I was like,
Library
no,
director is this?
Yes, I'm not.
Yeah.
Weeding books because I think they're morally objectionable.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I always worry about that, the optics of that. Our programming has remained pretty consistent with the last month. I mentioned last month that there were a few programs I wasn't sure if we would continue doing. I'm very pleased that our Saturday story time picked up again. I started advertising it on Facebook, and it seems like it's brought in a new crew of people. A lot of the kids had kind of aged out of the baby toddler story time, the ones who were originally coming, but it seems like we have a good group of people now. The Fiber Arts Circle, I'm not really sure that will continue. I've advertised 2 more times in February, but if we don't see a big influx of people, then I'm not going to do that moving forward. Upcoming, we have some of the programs that I've shared with you before. And then I'm also gauging interest in a nonfiction current events book club. So right now, I just have kind of an informal Google form that people can fill out to tell me like what topics they're interested in, and if they want to come, then when would work for them, and do they prefer Zoom or do they prefer stopping?
Is that
into
in
the library?
addition to your what is it?
Yes,
Sustainable
so
or
the
speculative.
Yes. So the Sustainability Book Club, the Jericho Energy Task Force had really started, and then it kind of became a library program, but we weren't getting very good attendance. So they're taking it back over, although it's still hosted here. But it's going to be more quarterly, not every month. So, and it's not necessarily the same day of the month or anything like that, which is how I like to organize the programs because it's easier for me.
Yeah.
But
totally.
yeah. But it would be separate from that and separate from the speculative fiction.
So you'll
book
have
club.
3 book clubs.
Yes, but
Wow, really?
I think I was personally interested in reading nonfiction that's related to current events, and a lot of people have come in asking for book recommendations. So I don't know if we'll do it or not.
Really?
It depends on if like people actually want to come, but we can at least make resource lists based on what people say that they're
It's
interested
an interesting need
in. Yeah.
right in this moment.
Yeah.
I would think of the opposite, that people want to escape,
Yeah.
but maybe they feel like they need to understand more. Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be discouraged about the story time and the play groups this time of year,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't want to be in groups with the RSV spreading.
Oh, I didn't even think
and they've
about
got
that.
other siblings,
Oh,
like
yeah,
in the
Yeah.
elementary
That's
school,
bad.
half the
Yeah.
classes are home
Virus
sick.
Came through my house.
We had the
Oh,
daughter and
RSV
I,
thing or
it
So
was
whatever.
people, that's
I have
on
no
they don't
Yeah.
want to be in
Birds.
Kogi heaven.
It was
The flu?
it was a it
Stomach.
was norovirus.
Yeah.
My daughter and I got it.
Oh,
It was,
birds,
it
just
was a
awful.
miserable
Well, that's
48
just the
hours.
stomach flu.
48.
They've just given it a fancy name.
Yeah, but it's really, really bad this
It was-
year because I've
Yeah.
had
Can
colleagues.
confirm it was terrible.
Yeah,
It was not.
they said they were like laid out, like
Yeah.
From like 10:30 every hour on the hour until like 5 o'clock the next morning. My daughter and I were both like in puking in buckets, and yeah, it was not pleasant.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've heard it's. I knew somebody who called an ambulance because he just was. He lives alone, and he just
It was
was.
scary. You could
He was so
dehydrate.
dehydrated.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, that's.
Ooh,
Mm.
yeah.
But the rest of your family didn't get sick?
My wife was spared, thankfully.
How did that happen?
We have no
I
idea.
haven't heard of any
So
evidence of
happy.
that happening anywhere else.
So
I've
happy
heard.
for her that it has
Really?
So
Wow.
What is Future Librarians Book Club?
Oh, this kind of grew out of a group of kids at Jericho Elementary School last school year. They started a book club, and they first met at Deborah Rawson. And then they wanted to meet somewhere else. And I said that they could meet here. And then we tried continuing what their original book club idea was for a while, and then decided we wanted to change it a little. There is just a wide range of interest in the group amongst the kids of what to read and like how long they want the books to be, and it felt like it was getting very competitive, like who's going to read the longest book, and so one of the kids wanted to read the history of Jericho as the book club pick, and I was
You're
like,
like,
we're
"Oh,
definitely not doing
oh,
that.
boy.
You can do that and report back to everyone.
Yeah. So now it's more like we're getting together and we're doing like activities to recommend books to each other,
nice.
and then they can read. It's kind of split into like 3 chunks of time. So we do something together that's about book recommendations, and then they can do 2 other activities. They can help with library tasks like putting books away, or they can read on their own.
That sounds like a
How old
great
are the
yeah.
kids?
3rd and 4th grade.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, do you do the Spanish story time?
No, I could not do that.
Okay, so who's doing
So
it?
Sherry, who is a teacher in the Spanish immersion program, is going to do that for us.
nice.
Yeah, and she's a native Spanish speaker, so I think
Great.
yeah, I definitely would not feel comfortable doing that. I feel like
Well, I was just curious.
no,
I certainly couldn't.
no, I couldn't, and I would. I don't think it would be very good if I tried. But yeah, so that I'm excited about that. I think I only know one library that's like super close to us that does it. It's one of the Essex libraries. I can't remember which one. So I think it will be pretty popular.
Mhm.
Cool.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
What about calligraphy?
Oh,
I'm so excited
yeah.
to see that.
So there's going to be a calligraphy workshop. I still have to pin down the dates. But it's basically someone knew somebody who is offering these workshops and wondered if we would be interested. And yeah, I think I'm trying
that's
to increase the
fabulous.
adult programming a little
Oh,
bit.
nice.
I love
Wait.
yeah, I love working with kids, and I think we definitely should continue offering everything we do for kids, but especially when people wonder what value we're adding to the community, I want people to see that there is value for everyone, not just families with young kids, even though that's really an important part of our patron base.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and we were talking, a few of us were talking before everyone came in about the Artist's Way that Amy is running. That program has been very popular. It seems like it's going well. It's basically a creativity workshop. It's a 12-week series for adults.
Nice.
And how many people do you consider very popular?
Well, the first time 22 people came.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the second
Yeah.
time it was much fewer. It was like 12 people, but it was a
Still a
really
good number.
snowy night.
Yeah, that's a really.
Yeah.
And then I don't actually know how many people came yesterday because I didn't come yesterday, but Amy was here.
So it's once a month?
It's once a week.
Oh,
For 12
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Amy is working on Monday nights until the program is over.
Okay, so, but the library really isn't open.
No, we're just open for the program. So it's 6:30 to 8.
Good chunk of time.
Yeah, I mean it's 6:30 to 7:30 is structured, and then the last half hour people can stay if they want to, or they can leave if they have other things that they need to do. Hey.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions about or comments for the director's report?
Just with the DFib,
Yes.
wherever we place it, attach it to a wall, a lot of times with DFibs, they have an action plan.
Yeah.
Here, we're not, like a lot of times sports teams, they're required to have an action plan where the ambulance can come in, how they transport, where, where it's always stored, the emergency numbers. If there is an action plan, maybe just a little bio next to it,
Mhm.
if it's required. But
Yeah.
probably in the kit, they'll probably suggest some kind of action plan.
Yeah. We have 2 boxes of the defib, so I'll
It's probably
open it.
the case that it
Yeah.
goes into and the
Yeah.
defibrillator itself.
And we got the one Brandon recommended that has the child-sized pads as well. So it's really like aimed at schools.
Great.
Any other questions?
I had a question. Is it okay, Catherine? It's been a winter, and I
Mhm.
thought maybe if I put something in the front porch forum about the homebound,
Oh yes,
program.
please
Yeah,
do.
that's a great
maybe
Yeah,
we'd snag a few
yeah.
people.
I think that's a great
Okay,
idea.
It's a great
Yeah,
idea.
reminding people
Yeah,
that
that it's-
exists.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
that's a
good
great
idea.
idea.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
so
I'll
much
throw it
snow.
in.
yeah.
And then maybe in the box, there's a label we can put on the outside of the building
Yeah.
saying that, hey, we do have a defib.
Yeah.
During.
I remember there being like part of the kit having different like this is where the AD like these little placards almost that just kind of like screw in. So
Are we the only building that has one, or there-
community center. has
Community
one.
center
I was
has
just
one.
there for a
Okay.
birthday party, so I know that. I
Okay,
saw it.
great.
Okay. And
Hope we never
then
have to use it. Right?
did
That is the
Tom, was he interested in tapping the maple tree?
Oh yes, but he said we should connect a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
not,
of
it's
the
not
weather.
time now.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of winter happening
Yeah.
right now?
But yes,
No,
actually,
winter out
he
there.
came into
Okay.
the library like the day after we had talked about it
Okay.
randomly, so we were able to connect.
Oh, beautiful. And then in the past, we've had like people visit upstairs with like reptiles.
Oh, that's cool.
And we've had like 30 people up there,
Yeah.
and they've come in with snakes and different stuff.
Yeah.
God, I remember that was probably about
Do you remember the connection or?
No, but
Echo?
probably something with the Autobahn Society, or they might, but it was just somebody, they brought in 3-4 different types of snakes on the reptiles, the lizards, and it was an iguana, and all the kids, I mean,
Yeah.
it was like a good 2-hour presentation. All the kids loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything with animals, I think, is just
Mhm.
super popular. I can definitely organize that. I feel like I've seen other libraries doing it at different points in the year, so there's probably already
It's probably
an
in warmer
organization.
weather. They don't have to transport them in the cold, but it might be something
Yep.
fun.
What about the sled dogs?
Yes. So we had them last maybe in November or December.
okay.
I can't really
Okay.
remember. They
Okay.
do it even more regularly now because they have the puppy program now, which is people love it. I mean, you just come and you get to cuddle the puppies and hold them and pet them. And last time we had some people come from Burlington. So yeah.
Are our events, that just made me think, are our events going into Kids Vermont?
No.
Do you want those to be in Kids Vermont?
Yes.
Do you know about that?
No.
Okay, so that just made me think about, so Kids Vermont is like a sister publication or the child of 7 Days.
Oh.
And it's a monthly, I think, it's a monthly, but they have an online calendar and a physical print as well. And I think you could just go online and fill in, here's the events, and they'll put them in there, and then people from all over will see
Yeah.
whatever it might be. If you want to bring more attention
Yes,
to
I would love
the
to.
events,
Thank
I will
you.
look that up for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody use Kids Vermont anymore?
I used to.
Yeah,
I used to use it
Mhm.
all the time. And I loved. I mean, I literally would go down the day and be like,
Yeah.
"What's happening on Monday? What's happening on
I
Tuesday?"
think I'm gonna start using it.
I don't know how.
there you
I don't
go.
know if it's still as robust as it used to be.
I mean,
but
there used to be
It
7
used to be
days,
part
part
of
of
like
7 days,
seasonal.
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
was
it
like a
might be
separate cold day.
yeah,
Might be
And it was a big
seasonal,
round
as
circle.
opposed to-
yeah. It's
Yeah.
this
You know, with the
Kids
kids.
BT, right?
Right.
Good. I don't know if they. Oh wait, Camp Guide, February 4th.
I saw that.
Okay. So they must do it. Yeah, it might be like quarterly. They put one together, but I do think they have a
'Cause it's-
calendar.
It's fun to put in. All right, what are we gonna do with the kids?
That's basically how I live my life when with a little one was I was like, I need to know what is happening so we have things to do.
We don't want to
I
miss
don't
out.
see their calendar though, but maybe I'm just not seeing it.
It's a good idea, really.
Well, when she said people came from Burlington, I wondered how did they find us?
Must be word of mouth.
Facebook.
Oh, okay.
If I put something on Facebook, it's usually people will come. Oh, also, like you can do Facebook ads. I sometimes do that, especially with the adult programs, because I don't know how many people really want to come, and it turns out a lot. It's just hard to reach people sometimes.
All right. Well,
Well-
awesome. Okay, so I'll look into that, figure that out. I don't know if they still have as robust a calendar as they used to, but any other library director report stuff?
That was everything that I had on my docket.
Okay. Looking at 7 days kids VT. Okay, so then we are moving into old business, and we can start with Jeff's still there, right?
I guess.
You don't video, but
The VIA, the Vermont Integrative Architects, kickoff meeting, which happened on January 29th, so not too long ago, with Paula from the town and Andrea and Nick from VIA and myself and Catherine and Jeff. And we they brought, it was about I don't know, like a 2-hour meeting probably almost. And we looked at, they brought the drawings from 2014, so they laid them all out, and Andrea gave us kind of a overview of the civil, the structural, all the different components of the drawings, civil engineering, structural engineering, etc. So it was helpful to look at those. We then, some questions emerged as we were looking at them together. One was around, well, maybe I'll get to the questions in a moment. We discussed like what are the most critical goals of this project, and so that when they go back to redevelop the drawings, they can, make sure that we're meeting current codes, showing the phasing process, and of course, structural safety is number one. Accessibility is the second most important, and then ultimately maybe additional space to do more if we are ever in that phase, right? So yeah, as we were looking at the old drawings, which are really detailed, and I think they existed here at some point too, but they brought them along. I don't think they left them here. We talked about that the phased approach could look like once we find out. So they're gonna, I guess here's the thing I should read first. Okay. I thought I added these. I did. Okay. So Andrea reached out to Katie, who did the structural assessment, and Bob Neild had done the original one from Engineering Ventures back in 2013 or 2014. So she reached out to both of them because we wanted to figure out who we should work with moving forward in regards to the structural exploration piece. So she reached out. I'm just getting an update from the meeting, so please go. And Jeff too is back. She reached out to Katie Hill and Bob Neild. Katie had taken a position as zoning administrator for the town of Ferrisburg. She's no longer in a position to do this work with us. So Andrea asked Bob of Engineering Ventures, the person who originally did it, to perform a site visit. And that's there's some kind of questions that were not answered in that structural assessment because Katie was unable to access the yes, and a couple other pieces that were still question marks. So there were some so they wanted to have Bob come out, and she said that he is available to visit the library at some point this month. And Catherine's coordinating with Bob.
Mm-hmm. And I just sent our phone number in case that's helpful.
great for him. Yeah. And Andrea shared the structural report EV prepared back in 2013 when they began the design on this project. I mean, this is 12 years ago. We're back to 12 years, but very exciting. And then she said many of the same issues are highlighted in Katie's report as well, which could be a little like comforting in the sense that we were wondering about years, and if it's been 12 years and some of those issues were highlighted, then we could, we might have bought ourselves a little bit of time. So the structural evaluation will happen. There was a couple other pieces that were going to be, that would be the first thing. The structural engineer come out, do a site visit. And then by the end of February, March, VIA would have the proposal for us to, with the phasing and the budget. So after that structural engineer comes out, does the site, visit, answer some of those lingering questions, we'll have a phased proposal with the budget, and we'll come back together as a team in late February and or early March. A couple other questions I just didn't know if we got the answer to. Paula attended. She wants to be part of every step of the way, which is great. She wants to, there was lots of really good questions and learning at this meeting. And then one question that, Jeff, maybe you got the answer to this, but maybe you didn't. Do we ever find out if the shed, if there's an easement that the church has that allows them to keep it on the library property, or if
No, I never heard back from Paula on that.
Okay.
No, I kind of researched that in the past, and there is not.
Okay, so that could easily go bye-bye.
Yes, it's on town. It's on town-owned land.
Okay, so
it was just
right.
kind of one of those things that happened. And at one point, we did ask if, when it was deteriorating, I did ask the church if they wanted to move it.
They don't want to move it.
No, they didn't. They didn't really care because they weren't using it. They were like, "Yeah, whatever." So.
And now they feel kind of attached to it, right? Because haven't you had some conversations with them?
I think if we get rid of it or ask them to get rid of it, there will be some bad feelings about it. Like, sure.
Well, we can have volunteers that can help move it.
I don't think it'll move too easily.
Well, no, it can be moved because the foundation under it is so far gone. You cannot open or close the doors anymore. The cement is in 3 or 4 different pieces. It's heaved.
What are they using it for?
Can they even get into it?
They have very limited stuff in there.
Okay.
They just re-roofed it.
Oh.
So it can be moved. It can be put on a flatbed. We can get some donations. You put wood cribbing underneath and you move it, and they may just put it on a new poured slab.
Maybe.
Well, and there might not be an issue. It just depends on, like, when we look at the drawings, is that going to be interfering? Just depending on how things, because we talked a lot about, like, perhaps in the first phase, they would lift the library up, move it over, pour the foundation, move it back, possibly maybe even pour the foundation for, like, the vestibule / addition if we are having that phased approach. So if we move the library, that way, then we're not in a problem. But there was another thought about moving things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just don't even know all those answers. But I guess that was a question, was like, is there an easement that says that it has to be on the library property? And there isn't. Of course, we don't want to have like a battle around a shed. But if it's going to get in the way of our
when time comes, we can address it.
Yeah, in a nice way.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a way to.
In a nice way, like
do it.
If we ever get the money to actually move the project forward, then
we have some. So we're at least moving it forward to the point where it sounds like we are. I haven't heard a nay, but that we have the use of the ARPA funds to at least do this work. I mean, Paula's there with us; she understands that. So. Mm-hmm. We, to do the phased drawings, to get a budget. We also then talked about the importance in this project, since we have one full-time director, to have a construction manager, and that would be someone that is on our team to help with cost estimating, logistics, pre-construction services, all the planning, pre-warning, conversations with contractors. They would bid to the subcontractors for us. Wait. Okay, which is different from a project manager, right? We had a whole long conversation about that. Construction management is someone who's going to like be on our team, support us, make sure that we're getting all the things like, but they're not working, like they're not like the town garage, because we were wondering about that. Please help me if I'm forgetting any of this. Has a project manager who is working for the town, right? Like he's being paid by the town. He's a contracted employee, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's working on a percentage base of the project. So he was the one who facilitated, advertised it,
right?
And so he put a bid in. He's working for that, helping through. And then when the actual construction starts, probably the smart thing would be is the vendor will also be the contract manager, right? So we don't have, now you're not paying someone else $200,000 to watch the contractor. So
right.
So that's a long ways down the road for us.
This person would really be supporting a lot of the pre-construction stuff that, you know, I mean, who has time, no time, you know, to do that. So,
or expertise,
right. And you know, so VIA, it was a good meeting. I know, I'm having taken off.
I can turn it up a little.
One thing we talked about was ADA laws. The Vermont law says in historic buildings, you must spend at least 20% of your budget when you're doing these kinds of renovations on ADA upgrades. And you're forgiven in making the building being in full compliance if at least 20% of the budget is going to the ADA upgrades. Which,
even if that's just general repairs,
I think it's. I think this is like on a renovation project. If you were gonna, expansion, renovate expansion, because I mean, general repairs like fixing the
foundation is that's just a general repair. Fixing the cupola is a general repair.
I think fixing the foundation might actually. I mean, it's structural, of
structural
course.
Repairs versus expansion.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I perceive it too. Is that would be general to fix this thing from like the wall from falling out. Is a little different than.
So if we increase, I think if we increase usable space, then I think we fall into that 80-20.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Because I would imagine if like the future plans was like maybe we don't build the structure, but we're extending the concrete foundation, then I think we get into the realm of some of that needs to be like the foundations for where we would put like the ADA compliant walkway or something like that with like foundational pillars or piers or something like that. I think that's where we would get into the 20%. That's at least how I would interpret it.
That makes sense. And the ADA compliant entrance would still exist, and like, you know, after we fix the structural, like make sure the building is structurally sound, the ADA, the first thing would be like we could have an entrance on this side of the building with a I forget the term that she used, but like something
an earth ramp,
which is just like it would just be a path basically.
Grading.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to have like a ramp, you know, it's like and then ultimately that would be the entrance, so it's like already taking care of one of those major steps for us. Jeff, anything else that I'm missing?
No, I think you covered it.
So I guess if Bob from Engineering Ventures,
yes,
possibly we should look, or he may know about grants for that type of thing. The last time Katie Hill, it was a 50-50. And we know grants are kind of on the cutting block right now, but but there might be something out there that still might be accessible.
Yeah, I didn't get a sense from, and maybe they didn't really share. It was going to be like kind of like it wasn't going to be an extensive report again. Like, you know, we have the report. I think he was going to like just do a site visit. I don't know how expensive it will be.
I could work with Bob to develop a scope.
What do you
Because
mean by a scope?
A scope is what he is intended to do. Does he need to do a full blown?
Oh, he's not doing that. No, he's using the plans from.
No, but we can coordinate with him what his intentions are, and if they go along with what we need.
I think it's already coordinated through VIA. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Well,
it's basically he's going to just visit the library just to like answer some questions and make sure that we're like, we answer some of the questions that weren't answered in the most
So he'll-
recent
he'll-
report.
We'll ask engineering ventures to give us a proposal, and in that proposal will be a scope. Because if the town is
complicated,
if the town is paying for this, usually it has to work. Sometimes, well, if it's below 10,000, we know that it doesn't have to go out to bid.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
But
yeah.
We would probably you would want a proposal, and that's such a simple thing, and then the town would pay for that. They would agree for it.
What's your understanding? It didn't seem like this was something where we need a proposal.
I guess we should clarify just to make sure that we're on the same page. My impression was that this was going to be part of like what VIA is offering us, so that it wouldn't be extra money.
Yeah,
but we should
agree.
check so that we don't get a bill.
I don't feel like they would like try to like be shady at all about it. And maybe we just aren't clear.
Yeah.
Jeff, did you have any thoughts on that one?
I thought that it was good to have the town there. I thought there was a discussion about what kind of administrator we were going to hire to be between us and the project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I guess maybe we could. Would you be okay reaching back out to Andrea with that email with Bob and just saying, is there a need for, like, we don't know where this fits in it might be folded into the VIA first cost is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I had.
That's how I envisioned it, was like, in order for us to do these phase drawings and really make sure that we're clear on budget, we just have to have him come out and do, this site visit. It's not something that's extensive necessarily, but there's some questions. I'm assuming he's wrapped into their fees, like he's wrapped into whatever.
Okay, we should just
but we should clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to do that?
I'm happy
Okay,
to.
great.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
Awesome.
And with VIA, is this a one-time payment or is this installments in phases for, all right, structural assessment and then cost estimating?
That's what we'll find out in
Because if
February, end of February, March. We'll have the proposal
because it was
with the phasing and the budget.
It was about $9,000.
Yeah. And she said it wasn't going to be much different from that.
Okay. But maybe
8 or 9.
All right. So we figure out structurally, and then if things change in our environment over the next couple months, that there's going to be no grant money for a freaking thing. All right. So maybe we don't do this cost. We don't spend. Let's just say it's $3,000, $3,000, and $3,000 for the different phases that they're going to do. One is structural. One could be cost estimating, and the last one would be plans for setting out for proposals. Let's say that we spend the first $3,000, we figure out what the building needs, and then all of a sudden the environment around us, you're never going to get a dime from the government right now over the next 4 years. So maybe we just put it on pause and don't do the cost estimating and the plans, because
What's the point?
Well, remember back in 2013, $70,000 was spent on this project. The town had to kick in 10%, right? And the building hasn't physically changed, right? So if we pour another 9,000 into this, and we know in the next 4 years there's no money for any kind of grants, so
There is the HUD grant. I mean, they haven't released it yet. They said January, but I don't know. If we operate in that way, I'm not sure if it might be like 2013 revisited, where we're 12 years later sitting here having these same conversations. I'm not going to be part of those conversations, but maybe some of you will be part of those conversations 12 years from now, but I'm not doing that.
Too many unknowns.
I know. I don't know what to do. I think where we left it is, it felt like a really, really good meeting with Andrea and Paula and Nick, and and I feel like the next step was they were gonna just get those questions answered and then come back we'll have plans that they share with us, a proposal. We'll
Mhm.
share it back out with you all, and then we're gonna schedule another meeting. So stay tuned. Any other wonderings, questions?
I had a question, but it's kind of about this, but not really,
Mm.
about the ALA Transforming Communities grant.
Yeah.
I've been worried about that. And I know we can
Oh,
save this
it's
for,
doing, yeah.
Yeah.
okay, we can, push this to a different time of the meeting.
Did you get any answers?
I talked more with them, and I still don't feel like I'm super clear. Like, they want us to do something with the money. Like, that's definitely for sure. And it seems like they want it to be like physical and tangible, not putting money towards planning.
Seems really silly.
Right.
Yeah.
Super silly.
Well,
Yeah, can we
But
call
it
them?
has
and-
it has to be spent by the end of March. That's
Yeah.
what I
All
had
right.
in my
And how
notes.
much is it again?
10,000.
10,000.
All right.
So I didn't want to.
Now-
This might be a conversation for a different.
No, this is a good time for it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Now, this 10,000, it's too late to get match money, right? That would be great for seed money to get to a bigger project, but for 10, you might be able to do the entrance. We could put a small ramp to the side, right? And the 10 grand would put in a new front porch. The 10 grand could help put the roof on, but if we put a ramp, may not be wheelchair, but people who can't get upstairs very well. It could be a ramp that at least people could get up into the building. Someone who uses like walking sticks.
I think the goal was to leave the front completely as is, so that it has the historic nature, and to have the new entrance. I mean, I know the goal is then to have the entrance on a new entrance that's ADA accessible. My concern is, if we're going to spend $10,000 on something that we're going to get rid of in their final plans, it's a real waste of money. I'm happy to contact them
Yeah.
and talk with them about this, and maybe they need to talk to Andrea too.
Okay.
That, I mean, if you want to have a conversation, like maybe we can make a meeting with all of us, so that you can get more clear.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, it really stinks to have to not spend the money, but I can't imagine they want us to not spend the money.
Yeah.
And just to do something to
Yeah.
Band-Aid it. We talked about this
Yeah.
at our meeting, and everyone agreed to do something to Band-Aid it that we're going to end up taking down or making better is really wasteful.
I think their concern is that we're kind of like diverging from the idea of the grant, which is that it's really supposed to be community driven, and we're supposed to like take what people with disabilities said to us about.
They said accessibility to the building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we are putting it towards the first step to accessibility.
Right. But it's just,
I know it doesn't
I know,
feel
I agree
I
with
know.
you. Like, I
Yeah.
want the building to, I don't want to like just have Band-Aid solutions, but I also understand from their perspective, like we're one of many, many libraries that they do this grant like multiple times a year. Like, I think they really want to like close it out and like be able to like,
Yeah, we probably made a mistake by applying for it, right? Like, because we didn't realize, like, not a mistake.
yeah.
It was
Well-
good that we
Well,
did it, and it
that's-
was a good experience, but we didn't know all the different layers of this project.
Yeah. And honestly, that's in general, like that experience with this grant and mostly with this one is why I like people keep sending me, not people in this room, but like people send me all the time, like, oh, like you could apply for this grant, but it's all the same. Like, I don't think it makes sense to piece together, like, because if one thing is dependent on getting more money, then this organization is upset that we're like not using the money. It just doesn't make a lot of logical sense until we have these phased plans, because then we can say, okay, we know that like this X is the number, and maybe we can get X amount of money from like the Christopher Reeves Foundation or Y amount of money from an organization here in Vermont, like the cultural
So
Facilities,
yeah.
Isn't
go ahead.
isn't the Earth Path sort of an attempt at becoming more ADA accessible?
Yes, but we
Yes.
would need to have a
That's-
door.
Yeah.
That's
Door.
probably really like several years.
That's
realistically down
the
road.
extension.
Well, that could be. I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, I think
Right.
there's a lot of like up in the air, like what
Totally.
ifs. It sounds
Yeah.
like I'm to play devil's advocate with what your suggestion was is that money will go away. Maybe someone else has a better use of it, or can we still use it to have greater access, even though it's not exactly what we want? And then down the road, maybe with our phase plans, we can utilize it somewhere else, or then just donate it to another organization that might need it. I don't know if it's tax write-off or just like good community partnership, but it still gives us greater access. Because the way I'm looking at it is we either use it or it's gone completely, and then we don't have any option to kind of.
Well,
bring
is there
more people
something
into
within the library that we could do? I mean, maybe that's another conversation for Andrea too. I think it's a really like to have an architect help understand, like maybe with the grantor.
Yeah. Well, I also thought her idea of like, what if we buy hardware
Oh,
for
that's
the
right.
bathroom,
Okay.
and then we can even install
right.
it, and then like,
And then install it.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's not.
She did say that.
Yeah.
Buy some of the hardware that you need for the projects that we're going to be working
for the
on
future projects.
for the future projects.
Um,
Forgot about that. Yeah.
I
Well, we have a shed to store it in.
I think we should first see if there's an extension that can be applied.
To the grant.
Yes, because first of
Yeah.
all, we have the weather, the lack of
Yeah.
contractors, vendors, the price of things are so high. So there's multiple reasons why we could ask for an extension.
You wanna do
think
that?
yes,
You
and
might
I
get a
think,
12-month extension.
That'd be
I
ideal.
think that they're open to that as long as we like have a plan.
Yeah.
Like that. Like
Yes, well, you-
definitely.
We're
can
working
sell
with
them
this.
plan.
We got this. This is
Tell
the
them that
timeline.
tell them this is our architect. We have plans. We're amending plans. We're in the process, and we're marrying that into it.
Yeah.
So we can show them that yes, we are getting towards our goal, and we're heavily into the project.
Yeah.
So maybe a 12-month extension would be appropriate.
Yeah. I think
And-
that would be great. That'd be great if they were willing, and they probably will be willing.
And
I
to
don't know.
be honest, I think everybody who works at that organization is very like. I think they have way bigger concerns than
Yeah.
Oh,
when
gosh,
we
yeah.
Like
spend
they
this
even have
money.
a job.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
then it's a if we have to spend it,
That's good.
Then
to
we get
know.
some hardware.
by
That's
March
good to know. I didn't
31st,
realize
we've got
we could do
10
that.
grand.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Then right now it's not friendly getting into the building, right? We know that we're going to use that door all the time anyways. If we're not doing away and putting a window there with the new building.
It might not be an active front door once we
Mm.
ultimately. I'm envisioning that would be more of a historic.
Realistically, if
Front.
let's say this project was moving, we know we're at least 5 years out.
Oh yeah, it's not happening anytime soon.
So if the front entrance got better, right now the steps going up, right? They're open treads in the back, which aren't compliant to code anymore. You can't have your foot get stuck in there. So you have, instead of a single step, you have a triple step. It's easier for people to manage. So it's
Yeah.
more compliant. So if we're forced to, possibly that front entrance could swallow that 10 grand.
Mm.
If we're forced to, I think
But
the
maybe
extension is a
and
better
the extension number
Yeah,
one.
I'll
Number two
ask-
is
yes.
purchase hardware and just store it in the shed.
path. Or
then-
no,
And keep the sales slip.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. And then finally is like, okay, if we have to use this money, if you're gonna,
then
Then-
the entrance and
okay, you're
Yeah.
comfortable making those.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else on the building? I think we'll have more answers in the coming weeks. Sounded like it was gonna be pretty. I mean, hopefully Bob gets back to you and you
Yeah.
can coordinate.
was there any need, did you get a sense from the town that they were still looking for additional space? Or is that now moved towards the garage? So they'll have more meeting space there.
The
Oh.
maintenance garage
Yes.
is now a meeting space.
I did not get any sense if that was a meeting space. It sounded like Paula would be. I think she enjoyed the idea, or like was appreciative of the idea of allowing for more space for, for the town to have, a community space.
'Cause I know over there that they've got huge break rooms, meeting rooms, so they're planning on that.
Oh.
So in case they need a flow to somewhere else, here they can't really do it. At one
Yeah.
point, that's
Mhm.
what the real push was, to get extra space here.
Yeah, I think, ideally that would be in some phase of it. I got the sense that Paula is just listening very carefully and
Okay.
learning and trying to figure out like what is this process going to entail and how can she advocate for it.
Yeah.
When so we'll see.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
great.
don't think that there's anyone still around who's invested in having the upstairs be a meeting
Okay.
space
Yeah.
for town
Okay.
employees.
Yeah. Okay.
At one point, they wanted to put a coffee shop in. I'm not kidding you. They wanted to put like a Starbucks so people could have. So it's going to be like a whole community thing.
The country store would be
We
kind
got
of
that.
mad
I know
about
that'd be
that.
really not cool. Okay, I want to
You'd
just
be
be
doing
aware of
lattes.
time because we've got old business and new business. This next old business is very quick. I got an email from Linda at the town.
Mhm.
The Jeff and Susan and Barb and Linda, all of your terms are up.
You too.
Jeff too?
Jeff
Mhm.
too?
She said,
Wow.
these are the board members whose terms are up. Can you reach out to them and ask if they'd like to be reappointed and let me know? Jeff, what say you?
I would like to be reappointed.
Great. We would like to reappoint you.
Is there years that they're asking for, or staggered years, or?
I don't know. It's a
Doesn't
little
matter.
weird that all of you are like up
Yeah.
at the same time.
Really?
It should be like
I thought it was
some
three
of
of
us
us.
a
Or
2 year.
2 and
Yeah.
3.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it should
maybe.
get staggered so we're not.
I can
all-
ask, but let's
So
see.
what if everyone said, "I'm peacing out"?
Yeah.
And this
I
is-
thought-
I know when's my term up.
Oh, there's always
It
people
says-
dying to get in.
It said,
here.
according to our records, there are 3 members, although she lists
Mm.
4, of the town library board that have terms expiring in 25. They're Jeff, Sue, Barb, and Linda.
Yeah.
Can you please reach out to them and ask if they'd like to be reappointed? So, Jeff say yes. Sue,
I would like to
be reappointed.
be reappointed, please.
Barb,
I would like to be reappointed unless there's someone in the community that would really like to be on the board. I would be happy to step aside.
is anybody aware of anybody in the community that really wants to be on the board?
That's it.
They're not beating down the doors.
Haven't heard from anyone recently.
You know, that falls under the "I'll do it if nobody else will."
Yeah, I think
It's
that's how I
always
ended up
been my
here.
experience that I always end up.
Linda, would you like to be reappointed?
I would. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I will let her know that everyone, and just maybe she can give us their term, like the term,
That would be
like
good.
how
Yeah.
many years?
Somebody could be 2 years and somebody could
exactly.
be 3 years and somebody
Okay.
could be 4 years so that
Mhm.
it turns over better.
Okay. Okay, so moving on then. We're moving on to new business and we want to talk about update to collection development policy.
Oh, yes, I asked Linda to put this on. So I wanted to bring it up because by state law, which is coming into effect now this year, we need to update our collection development policy. But the Vermont Department of Libraries has a great template. It should be very simple. But I wondered if anyone wanted to be on a subcommittee like Sue and Linda and I had done a while, 6 months ago for the patron and the Library of Things policies.
I know.
Awesome. Thank you. And then the bylaws was also something I asked Linda to put on, and we should update those just because they're very outdated. We should just remove the
Yes.
stuff that's just not accurate anymore. I also expect that should be really simple because it's not like we're fundamentally trying to change what we're doing. We just want it to be accurate and up to date.
Is that what the 3 of us did in the past? You and I and Sue?
Well, we updated other policies,
Or
but
no,
not the
you were on something.
bylaws.
You were working. It was you and I and Catherine were working on something.
I think I did
I did
maybe
one of the policies with you.
I've done with the defibrillator. We did performance evaluation together, I think.
not.
Right.
Right, we did performance of that. Right, okay. Maybe I didn't do that. I don't know which one I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
We were looking at
think we did do bylaws.
I don't know
Well,
what you
gotta
call
find
it
our three
when
ring
you
binder
have
binder in the basement.
have to
somewhere.
Oh,
I've got
I
mine.
know where it is.
I usually bring mine because I'm
I
always
do
like,
too, and I
yes,
forgot it
I
at
know,
home.
me
I
too.
have it at home.
I know where
I
mine
know
is.
where mine is, yeah. But yeah, I agree that it does need to be updated.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it hasn't been touched in a
Yeah.
little while.
Can you bring the updates once? So whoever that committee is, can you bring the edited version back to the whenever there's a board meeting?
Yeah.
It might not be the next board
Yeah,
meeting,
yeah.
but whenever,
Yeah.
just so the board can review and make sure
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. Yeah, for both of
both
So
of
who's
those.
doing
Yeah.
the updating? So are you both doing both?
I'm willing to do both.
I'm happy to work on bylaws too.
Okay.
If
so
you'd like
Sure.
another.
let's see. Brandon, are you?
I said collection development, but if
Okay.
you need someone else for bio, I don't know if it is it too many or
No, I don't think so.
All right, you're on.
Sure.
what I'll do is I'll edit the template from the Vermont Department of Libraries so that it makes sense for our library, and then I'll take out or I'll send you a doc that shows the things that I recommend deleting, just because they're like, you know, before a lot of this language is before the library director was a town employee, so
Got it.
it's just like stuff that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, and then we can make a time to meet so we can talk about any other things that you would want to edit or add or delete.
And maybe we should then have Paula. I wonder if Paula needs to review them. Our bylaws. I mean, there are board. There
Yeah, I
are
wouldn't think
board
she'd-
bylaws.
think
No,
so.
just your
No.
employment
Okay.
contract is
Right,
pretty
that's-
much
okay.
the way, what they deal with.
That's,
Okay, got
that's separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're our own organization.
Okay. Great. Is there a need for an executive session?
I think something we need to talk about, and we need to stop recording if that's what we're gonna do.
Please.
Sure.
But okay, let's do that.
All right.
We're gonna enter into executive session once we finish recording.